without triggering, keep it separate. The due on sale clause in most mortgage contracts, because not all mortgage sale, contracts have that. What mortgage contract would not have a due on sale clause if interest is transferred?
Judicial.
Nope. Nope. A VA loan. A VA loan can be transferred, can be assumed without it's only one. Yeah. So that's why it says most mortgage contracts.
So if it's transferred into a trust, the due on sale clause is rendered invalid in all cases.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
In the case that it's now in the trust, it's now in the land trust, I'm the beneficiary in the land trust. I sell the property. The new owner wants to take it through escrow and do that whole thing. Is he or she still protected in that case?
They're buying it. That loan's being paid off.
Oh, okay. Well, if it goes through escrow, then that means that it's being paid off.
Yeah, it's being paid off, man. Yeah.
And the mortgage company in that case will write you a check.
For the remaining.
The trust will write the
Yeah.
trust.
No. The mortgage company doesn't know the trust owns it. The mortgage company is going to write a check to whoever the owner of that property is. No, that's not true at all. No, that's not even true. Yeah. The difference, so the mortgage company gets paid off in full. That balance comes through through the escrow company to me.
What if it never, to you personally?
To me personally, yeah, because I'm selling it.
The trust.
Or the trust. You're right, to the trust. Yeah, to the trust. Yeah. Yep. But I don't own it. Yeah. But as a power of attorney, I go and to check it, and that's not good. Exactly right. I go and I cash the check. Isn't it nuts?
I tell you,
Yeah. So when you guys get the recordings, rewatch this over and over until you're like, man, I got this down.
fast track the editing.
Yeah, man. All right, so
Do you get the master?
I own the copyright to this, yeah.
Master? Have you ever heard of or used Kanaki?
What's kanaki? It's like a sake drink?
It's a duplicator
Oh, okay.
service that has a jewel case. I think it's the first one's free to test it, and then it's like 17 cents a piece for
It's like nothing. For DVDs, is that what it is? Or
little CD, yeah.
however you want, yeah. I don't know how big this file is going to be, guys. I don't have a clue, man. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so buying hierarchy. This is important for you guys to understand. So you can buy subject to, you can sell at contract for deed or lease option. So this bottom one here, you can buy contract for deed, sell lease option. You can buy loan lease option on only a signed lease option. So this is the acquisition type going up. It's the least flexible going towards the top, most flexible coming down. So on this side here, it's your acquisition, how you're buying it, how you're acquiring it. This is how you're disposing of it. So let me go ahead and just this one more time so you can see it. So I can sell it subject, so buy subject to, I can sell a contract for deed and lease option all day long. I can buy a contract for deed and sell a lease option all day long. I can get a lease option under contract. All I can do is assign it. How come? You don't own it. You can't sell something you don't own, but you can assign your interest over somebody. Where I made the mistake before, which you still can do, is buy sub 2, sold it on a wrap, which is very similar to a sub 2. I lost control of that particular property. I choose not to do those anymore. I'm straight up just contract for deed. That's it. You don't pay me. I take the house back. So this is kind of like your rule of thumb, your buying criteria. So I always shoot for a subject to. It's the most flexible. I'm the most protected. I have bought properties contract for deed. It's not the best situation, but it's still is the opportunity for me to get in that opportunity and make some money. So contracts to sell. So obviously there's a contract for deed, which is an installment sales contract, and there's a lease with the option to purchase. So I have a one-page contract that I use that's on page 66. It's very simple, very efficient, and I use this 99% of the time, wherever I go. And basically it says, it's contracts entered into by the seller, the buyer, the property address, APN, for the price of X. I acknowledge that I've received Y down. The remaining balance of Z is what is being paid at, how do I choose that number? Whatever that number is, I figure it out. I decide I want to make $300 on top of what is paid. That's what I do, and then I back out what the interest is. As you guys, we did calculations yesterday. And the first monthly payment shall be due, and put the date there. Bam, $100 late fee if it's not paid. Then it says right here, on paragraph 2, if the buyer fails to pay any payment due within 30 days, he shall be deemed in default. Upon default, the seller herein can issue a notice of default, and if buyer does not cure that notice of default by paying all sums due within 10 days, the default will become final, and the buyer will lose all rights under his contract of sale, and the seller will retain all monies paid.
40 days, bam.
It's a breach of contract. That's all it is. I love it. Here I have here, buyer to pay monthly property taxes and property insurance at a rate of $1, blah, 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 whatever it is, per month at an annual rate. So whatever the taxes and insurance are, I divide that by 12, and that's where I get. I don't really have to do that because it's already on my escrow. So I know what my escrow payment is already on that monthly statement. So I just put that dollar amount in there.
So when you cancel your property insurance and then apply for new property insurance, is it going to be identical?
No.
So,
Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down.
so you won't know that.
No, but when I'm taking the property over, because I know there's going to be a lag time of 30 to 45 days, I'm going with the existing policy already, or the existing escrow numbers already in place.
And it's pretty freaking close.
Even if it's not, you're going to read the next thing. Seller to notify buyer of any increase to property taxes or insurance changes in writing in the next 30 days. So let's say that it changes. Escrow has to notify me and give me 30 days notice of the increase. I then turn around and notify them of the increase. And so we're good. And I've done this many times with people. I'm like, oh, sorry guys, taxes went up. Here's proof. Go ahead and next payment instead of being, X dollars is going to be this, Y, and they pay it.
Speaking of that, if you have an adjustable rate mortgage, do you send them proof of that if the rate goes up or down and they need to
I do.
adjust their payments?
I do. Yep.
So they know how much you're paying to.
Sometimes, or I'll just take a picture of the rate increase, and then the next payment when it's due, and I make sure that the payment that I did the top part of it that has the property address and the loan number, and they're cool with it. The other guys, I give them the whole entire thing. They don't care, man. What are they going to say? I'm not going to pay that. You're making how much money off me? Fine, dude. Give me the house back. It's like they don't care, man. They know that I'm making money. I'm helping them out. They're buying a house from me. I used to be scared and hide it. I'm like, why am I hiding the fact that I'm making money? I provided them with a great deal. If they didn't like it, they wouldn't put the money down. So.
I'm just thinking about your one guy who got a letter after the fact. The guy that you did the rap for.
They didn't get butt hurt.
Said you made 15 grand, went to the seller.
Oh, that very, very first deal that I did. That wasn't a rap. That was, yeah. He did get butt hurt. But hey, you know what? I didn't negotiate the terms. Looking back, what I would have done differently is I would have given him some money because he was hurting financially. My previous mentor was like, nah, man, take as much money as you can. And I've carried that mentality with me for a long, long time. I'm not so much, I'm not opposed to making money, but I'm also not opposed to helping people out that are having a hard time for giving me the opportunity, sharing the wealth kind of thing. So looking back, I probably would have maybe, of the 15, maybe given the guy 5, kept 10. Don't know, I can't say that, it's hindsight. So, yeah. Upon payment in full, seller shall deliver property free and clear of all liens, encumbrances, buyer take title of the property, subject to real estate taxes not yet due, blah, 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 blah. Basically, it's just saying, hey, I'm gonna give you the title once you satisfy this terms here. Property being sold in as-is condition, buyer acknowledges inspecting and improving all existing condition and is not taking the seller's word for anything or holding him liable for anything not disclosed, whether intentional or not. Pretty all-inclusive right there. Buyer acknowledges that they are responsible for all repairs, upkeep, maintenance to the property. Sign, date, this is notarized, we're done.
That's it.
One page.
Is there insurance in here? I didn't see.
Number 3.
Number 3?
Yep.
No property tax.
Oh, you know what? I didn't continue that. So it says, buyer also encouraged to get renter's insurance to cover their personal effects because they don't have title to the property. They can't get a homeowner's policy. There's a way around that. But in the meantime, I said, look, the external, the building, the structure is insured. Your personal effects are not. You get a renter's insurance policy. It's like $5 a month. Just roll with it. Then also, I acknowledge there's either an HOA fee or not, because HOAs, as we know, can foreclose on properties, so they need to know that there is one. Fortunately, I only have one of those properties, and it's in South Carolina.
Question.
Yes.
Number 4. So when the property is paid off, who will JP Morgan Chase send the title of the house to?
So what they file is they file a reconveyance of loan, and then it would come to the
Trust?
no, it would come to the original property owner.
That you've made sign over power to use?
You have all that information. Yep. Yep.
And the new address is actually your address.
That's right. Yeah. It's on my address.
But the address is
Yep.
yours.
So, well, I don't really care about that at all because all I care about is that the reconveyance is on title. So if it's been reconveyed, I can sell it. It's free. Yeah. So I get this notarized, and we're good. So I have another one that's a little bit lengthier. So when I'm talking to people, I say, do you want the friends and family contract, or do you want the serious one that has some teeth in it? And believe it or not, I've only had one say, I want the one with teeth in it. All right, no problem. We can do that. So here's the one with teeth in it. It's called the installment sales contract. And I have another one that's in your guys' thing, but basically it's the installment sales contract for deed, from your trust to this one. It's basically the same exact thing, except it has some trust languages in it. But you're from a land trust to the contract for deed, which basically says that even though the trustee is acting as the person signing it, they're not the owners of the property. Someone else behind the scenes is owning, acting, blah, blah, blah.
Where is that?
It's not in this one. It's in your other thing, because I use this one here. Now here's something that's serious. Contract for deed. Who is the seller of this property?